it's Christina Joe here, running for District 5, so I figured I'd take you for a drive around the district. I've been living in Sydney for pretty well my entire life. My parents, one was from Glace Bay, one was from Sydney, so I lived in a few different areas over my lifetime. That's probably why I have such a huge love for all districts, not just my own. So what we're going to do today is we're going to go around, and I'm just going to introduce myself right quick before I get into exactly what my ideas or what my hopes are. So I'm 40 years old. I am an RCW. I work 2 jobs with taking care of people with varying disabilities. That is something I'm completely passionate about. I have a YouTube channel which since 2013 I've been making videos on that YouTube channel, and I've been at least trying to bring events around the community to people who haven't had the chance to get out for whatever reason or whatever barriers might prevent them. So there's the second berth there. It's absolutely beautiful. It's good to see development. It's good to see. I see somebody down there walking on it. So, what would I like to see for Cape Breton, or at least for District 5? Okay. So everybody's talking about, like, there's a lot of big main issues that are right at the front of this election. There's equalization. I'm only going to tap on that a little bit in this video because, like I said, I'm just driving around the district introducing myself lightly. I believe 1000% that equalization is where it needs to be. We need to fight for what we need. So as I make my way around the district, I'm just going to go different little streets and stuff. So there's so many different things in this district that are so important to the problems that everybody's talking about. One of the main places that if you're struggling for a meal, you can come here to the Loads and Fishes here on Charlotte Street, which is right across the street from the Sydney Courthouse. It's this white building right here on my left here. I went and I did an interview there. It was the first location I actually went and did an interview. And I wanted to know more about the problem with the hunger. See, I went to Loads and Fishes before in my life, but it was when I was a young girl and I was pretty poor. I had no options. So I went down there, and I couldn't believe that I was able to go down there 25 years later and sit across the table and talk about real issues that obviously, if the place has been open for 38 years, hunger has been a problem in the CBRM for 38 years. Services like that would not exist unless there was a need for it. Hi everyone, it's Christina Joe, and I'm just making my way down here on Charlotte Street. Charlotte Street's basically the downtown area of Sydney. This is the major shopping area. This is what it is. There's the YMCA, which is another great service that's providing some of the essential services. And anybody who doesn't know, right there in front of where the ambulance is where the homeless shelter is. I'm waiting to hear from them. I also want to speak with them because I really believe, as a frontline worker myself, I'm a RCW. During the pandemic, my work did not close. I worked throughout the whole thing. And I think for me, it opened up my eyes on just how important frontline workers are, because they are the ones putting in the hours. Be the frontline workers that are working at the Ally Center, or the the needle exchange, or the Loaves and Fishes and the soup kitchens. Like, speaking to those guys are who we need to speak to. 38 years. 38 years is how long Loaves and Fishes has been opened. I went there 25 years ago. So if we are still in need of these services 38 years after they opened, that means that for 38 years, we obviously are not talking to the right people. I'm not going to say, even past council, you will not hear me say anything negative about anybody that put their name out there, anybody who tried, anybody who's continuing to try. You will not hear one negative thing about it. Because, even if, it didn't succeed for 38 years to, rectify the problem with hunger in Cape Breton, maybe it's time to look at it a little different, which is exactly how I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it as, you need to go down and talk to the people who are doing these jobs, because, they've tried things that didn't, make it to the spreadsheets and reports. They've put the struggle in, they've put the battle in, and as long as this is another part of heading over to District 5, but speaking with these guys, they bring a fortitude of information on what they could bring to the table, right? So I really think that we need to, if we're going to have a discussion about poverty, shouldn't we talk to the people who see it front and center? Shouldn't we have the discussion with, well, what do you think? Why do you think that it's happening? What do you think would, rectify this situation? But we're not having those conversations. And the reason I know we're not having those conversations is I went to two services that are essential services. They're one of, to me, I find that they're the biggest services. If you're hungry, you go to a soup kitchen. That's a huge one for me, right? 38 years it's been open. The guy currently running it has been there 10 years and has not ever seen a candidate down there. That's not good. The community-based organization down there at the Ally Center, one lady's been there, I think she said 22 years, and no one goes, no one talks to her, no one taps into that resource, and I don't understand. So this is today's video. Watch for tomorrow's. I'm going to drop one as often as I can right to the election. I probably don't stand much of a chance of winning because, like I said, I'm doing things completely different. I'm not paying for signs. I'm not letting, my friends down the road talk about my reputation. I'm letting my good deeds and my community efforts speak for me. I won't pay for signs. I won't pay to be on platforms. I won't do it. And if that costs me a vote, it costs me a vote. I am still going to do great things for the CBRM. I just don't know exactly what impact quite yet I'm going to do, but I know that I'm working towards a greater good. I definitely love this place. live in Membertou, so we're just going to be not too far from my house here in a sec. I'm just cutting through here. Yeah, I definitely think with all the wood, we could have built a playground, and with all the material for t-shirts and stuff, we could have made blankets. Like, it's all about what you're picking and choosing to, like, you know, spend money on it. It's mismanagement regardless. Like, I just don't see the point in it. Let your effort speak for you, not your flashy sign. There's so many amazing minds that are on council this year, or trying to be on council this year, that you know, I'm watching a few, because I know personally that there's a few on the ballot this year that are movers and shakers in our community. And you know, if this is not their time for council, that's fine and kind, because I know that there's a few that are just going to excel and do other things that are going to be phenomenal. And I know that there's others that I'll never hear their name again after the election's over. And that's not the person I want. If I had to pick somebody, I would pick somebody that I know is going to be there, good, bad, or indifferent. That's who I'm voting on. That's who I am. So it's, and like, I ran to give people the option of, you know, having somebody that struggled in life. I struggled. Life wasn't perfect for me. So I can get how others struggle too.
Hi there, and welcome to Proclaim the Good, #CBRMProud. Whereas Christina Joe, a healthcare worker from Sydney, has been making masks in her spare time, sending them free of charge to those in need. And whereas Christina believes it's cool to be kind, she routinely uses her Facebook page, Cape Breton Princess, to fundraise and put smiles on faces, as well as highlight the good deeds of others. And whereas she inspires others to pay it forward with acts of kindness, creating a wave of goodwill in our community and beyond, be it therefore resolved that I, Mayor Cecil Clark, and CBRM Council proclaim today to be Christina Joe Day in the Cape Breton Regional Municipality. I so declare.